Okay, let's check this first day of summer forecast here. Looking like a pretty nice day today out the door this morning. Just dress appropriately. 78 this morning. We'll get up to near 92 here later today as the heat builds once again on this first day of summer. You know, we are now officially 3 hours and 40 minutes away from the beginning of summer. Start to summer countdown again. 9:57 is when summer will officially begin. And this is a cool day because we call this the summer solstice. What's going on? The sun is at its highest angle, and at that point we have the longest day of the year. Peak sunlight during the summer solstice with 14 to 15 hours of sunlight here in the northern hemisphere. The northern hemisphere gets most of the sun in the summertime. Going into wintertime, the earth is faced the other direction, and that's where the southern hemisphere has more sunshine, so we cool off during the winter months. That's what's going on above us right now. Boy, I tell you what, don't worry about calendar months or even if it's spring or summer, because yesterday, whether it's spring or summer, it was super hot yesterday. Check out these heat indexes around the state. Central Oklahoma, 109 in Midwest City. Shawnee, you made it to 108. It was stifling yesterday with 110 Jones, 110 Guthrie. Check out Chickasha, 117. So that heat and humidity really built across Oklahoma. It was just a really miserable day yesterday if you had to be outside. Now, fortunately, we had some wind. If you're out and about, you didn't feel too bad in the short term. But if you're in the long term, it really was tough to navigate with all those hot conditions and the humid conditions. Again, dew points way up in the 70s. Heat indexes down in the south were up around 115 much of the afternoon yesterday. Well, the heat will come down a little bit today. Still some advised areas, southwest Oklahoma and northeast Oklahoma, where power is still out. Over 90,000 customers without power up in the Tulsa area. So that's the key on that, southwest Oklahoma. Some areas you can see that heat index climb to as high as about 107 today. Then further to our south, it is a really massive heat wave down in Texas. Heat indexes 110 to 120 over much of Texas again here coming up for today. So the heat is on across Oklahoma. We're tracking some storms. Storm line running from McPherson down to Greensburg. These are tracking southward. The southern end of this line is severe. That southern end of the line will be moving southward. It'll be approaching the Alva area about 8:04 this morning. As we go to the middle part of that storm, Medford about 8:46, and then the northern end of that line will get close to Ponca City about 9:33. The general trend, this line will start to weaken as we go toward mid to late morning, but we'll track that. We'll keep you up to date as those storms get closer. I think that area toward north will be the area with the greatest chance of storms. May see a storm here in Oklahoma City. Right now, our chances at 20%, but be watching. Have your News 9 weather app open. It will give you updates if that were to change. If you're at work, make sure you're paying attention as well with those storms moving in here later this morning. 78 right now, southeast winds at 11 as we check your forecast again, talking some hot temperatures all the way today. Get to the pool if you can. Chance of a storm goes up between noontime and about 11 a.m. to about lunchtime today. Going toward 1 o'clock near 90. We'll be up in the low 90s today. Throwing that humidity, heat index approaching 100 today. We're in the 70s and 80s right now, just not cooling off at all. So another hot one today, throwing that humidity. Again, those heat indexes up near or even above 100 today. We're tracking afternoon storms as well. And if those storms develop, especially in southwest Oklahoma, there could be some very large hail and some very strong winds with those. We'll watch those. Our trackers will be ready for later this afternoon. If you live out west where those probabilities are higher, make sure you have that News 9 weather app open and be watching News 9 for the afternoon latest conditions. 60s and 70s overnight tonight as we look at your highs tomorrow, back up around 90. If you see that there, that's pretty close to what's typical, so can't complain too much. Up around 90 is typical for this time of the year. With more storm chances developing, we'll be tracking those during the day. In the evening on Thursday, 9-day weather, most days in the 90s. Look at that day on Friday. That'll be the cool day at 89. But boy, the weekend it cranks up. 95 on Saturday, 96 on Sunday. Heat index is up in the 100s. It might be approaching 100 later next week. We'll be keeping on that very closely, guys. Back to you.